Pay attention. This is important. I'm going to keep it moving, so focus. Do you feel like my cat friend here? Don't. He plays where he... Anyways, what the heck is an API? Have you ever ordered food at a restaurant? Congratulations. You already understand APIs better than you think. In this short video, I'm going to show you a couple of API basics to get you going with Poppy's API, even if you've never written a line of code in your life. Stick around until the end, where I'll share a simple template. Let's dive in. So what exactly is an API? Imagine you're hungry and you walk into a restaurant. Glance at the menu, you place an order with the waitress, and a few minutes later, she brings you delicious food. For this example, think of yourself as an app like Zapier, and the waitress as an API, and the kitchen as Poppy's AI brain. That's it, an API, or Application Programming Interface. It's just the waitress that takes your request, delivers it to Poppy, and brings back the response. Believe it or not, you're already using APIs dozens of times a day. When you check the weather, stream music, send a Slack message, or use your favorite apps to call data. Behind the scenes, these apps are chatting through APIs, passing information back and forth, like secret notes. Poppy's API is special because it gives you access to powerful AI models and tools without needing to understand the complex machine learning behind them. It's the special sauce. Whether you want to turn a voice recording into a polished, published vlog, auto-generate videos from a faceless content workflow, create Slack bots for your team to pull data and templates, or launch your choice of LLM-based assistants with your own custom logic. Poppy's API handles all of this through simple requests that tell it exactly what you want. Now, let's see this in action. First, this is what your API key looks like. Protected. Seriously, read this slide. You must protect your API key. Okay, when you use Poppy's API, you're specifying the request API type, conversation type, like knowledge base only, your prompt, what you want it to do, but we'll talk more about that later. Which AI model to use, your API key, your board ID, and your chat node. There's a new feature, but that's for another day. If you click copy right here, it's like you filled out a simple form to create your URL. That's not what we're doing right now. Right now, we're getting something that's easy to set up and repeat to hopefully spark your creativity. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you post request. We're not going to overbuild it. You can go deep with the post request once you're comfortable with the basics. Okay, let's recap. Remember the restaurant analogy? Scan this slide and let's move on. Now what? How do we actually use the APIs and not just look at them? In tools like Zapier or Make, you plug these details in where needed, and you'll be good to go. This is where the true power of APIs starts to shine. You can query your own content that you curated for your Poppy AI chat. Right now, I'm not going to send you spiraling out on JSON language. Today, we're just going to cover the basics of what you need to get going in just a few minutes. Now, let me show you a real-world example that can potentially save you time every week. We're going to set up a Slack bot integration workflow that only takes a couple of minutes to configure. Remember that template I mentioned? Here we are. I want to get you going as fast as possible so you can start doing your own thing. You just need to understand the basics and get it going. We're going to try out this app here. It's going to take us into our account. So your first app is going to be Slack. I already have my account set up, so we're going to keep it moving. I will configure this. Today, I'm going to be using ChefBot Post, and we'll continue. Now we just need to test the trigger. Once the test comes back, it should be loaded with messages that have been sent inside of your choice. And Zapier, and the test passed, you'll see that some of your recent messages have been pulled here. I need you to continue with the selected record. Here's where it gets important. Trust me, you don't want it looping. It just speeds up. It gets faster and faster. One day I sent like 70 messages before I could get logged back in and turn it off. This is where the power of the filter takes over and tells the automation to stop. That way it doesn't end up looping on itself. Remember, there's a lot of ways to set this up, and we're just trying to do the easiest way that we can. For now. You can do it however you want. Okay, what's next? All right, for this part of the process, we're going to assume a couple of things. We're going to assume you have a pro Zapier account. We're going to assume that you have a free Slack account at a minimum with your own private channel set up inside of it and Zapier integrated. We're going to assume that you've figured out how to do that much. If you'd like to figure out how to set the rest up, we can touch base on that later. Okay, so one of the first things we need to do is we need to send a message inside of our free private Slack channel here. So, hello, chef. Then we'll send it. We'll jump back over to it and we need to configure this. So where do you get the URL? We'll go back to Slack, pull up the AI chat that we've been working with, click API, paste the prompt, and copy the chat link. It's pretty simple. Okay, now that I've removed my API key, and we're gonna head on to the next step. Next step is to change payload type to raw, type prompt in here, and then type / and find the text that we used in our message. After that, you'll need to have your prompt, make sure there's a space, and then remove any additional white spaces at the end here. We'll move down to headers. We'll enter content-type application / JSON - API key, and then you'll enter your API key here. Being careful to remove any extra white space. This is your API key. Don't expose it to anyone. Don't let anyone see this. I'll move forward. We'll have to test the step. I'm not going to show you that part of the process though, because it'll expose my API key. We'll just continue on. Now that we're at the last part of the process, we'll go ahead and follow through what's already set up in our template. If these aren't configured, you'll need to send a private channel message to the account that you've already selected. We'll choose channel that we want to communicate with to send the message back to. Message text is / text from the post. And then remember the part I told you we were going to sign off with the signature from ChefBot to keep the thought from moving. You can choose to send it as a bot. We're going to have fun and we're going to name this ChefBot post. So much fun. I don't need to include a link, auto expand links, or link any channel names. Now for thread, this is where it gets a little interesting. I personally like to respond in the threads instead of in the main channel. Here, we're going to select custom / we're going to go back to the first step where Slack was integrated. We're going to pull the TS stamp, continue, then we're going to test the step. If it was successful, we'll see a message pop up in our Slack in just a minute. Okay, we're going to go back to Slack and we should see a reply. And since that text was blank, so I didn't reveal any information, we just got the signature here. But notice how we didn't have the looping? Now, let's publish this. Published. Any issues with this, you'll come back here and turn it off with this toggle. Of course, sometimes things don't always work perfectly. Here's some common issues you might encounter. 400 errors. 401 is 500 errors. Timeouts. Pro tip, watch out for the looping problem. Start simple, build gradually. Okay, quick rundown. This is what we just talked about. You should now understand what an API is. Remember the restaurant analogy. Learned about get and post request. You know how to use your API key. Remember, keep it secret. We've configured a Zapier workflow and we've tested. Remember, you don't need to be a developer just to use APIs. You just need a clear goal, a well-crafted prompt, a working API key, and this tutorial in your back pocket. For everyone that made it this far, here's the template in Zapier so you can get a head start in your build. Reach out to me if you want the link. I'd love to see what you can build with this. Drop a comment below with your automation ideas or questions. If you found this helpful, comment and let me know the next tutorials that will make Poppy APIs and automation simpler for you. For the first 5 people who hit me up about the template and have API access, I'll hop on a call and help you make sure that your flow is set up correctly. Keep in mind, this is configured for Slack, but with enough time, we might be able to adapt it for other platforms as well. You don't have Poppy APIs yet? Know why you need them? Hit me up and I'll walk you through your unique use case on my boards to make integrations a must-have for you. Would you like to see a video on how to use the docs or the Poppy API reference tool? Or maybe you'd like more information about other integrations. Seriously, let me know in the comments. If you made it this far and you're thinking, holy crap, this video is shit, please tell me about it. Follow it up with how you're going to help me fix it. Until next time.